Alright, welcome back. I've got the Mystery Tackle Box Pro for June of 2016. If you're not familiar with Mystery Tackle Box, they're a subscription-based company. You send them normally $15 a month, and they send you tackle worth something more than that. This is the MTB Pro, which is an upgraded version of Mystery Tackle Box. It's an extra $9.99, so it's $24.99. The difference being no sample packs, and typically more oriented towards hard baits, and usually get some pretty good premium baits, premium brands in here. So let's open this thing up and see what we got this month. Alright, so first thing up, we've got a card showing us what's in the box. It's kind of a hybrid card. They've gone back and forth between having a card that listed everything in the box with descriptions and how to use it, and a brief synopsis of how to use it and the price. And then they went to an online version where the only information you could get was online, and they've settled on a hybrid. So at the top of the page here, you got or top of the card, you've got your the names of the baits and the prices, and then at the bottom you've got a link to what's in the specific packing in your box. So let's see what we got here. All right, first up we got a yearling square bill from Live Target. This is part of their bait ball series. If you haven't seen these things before, they're pretty cool design. I've had actually absolutely abysmal luck with them, and not so much that I haven't caught anything, it's I can't manage to keep the lures. I've always had something weird happen. So I got one of their jerk baits a while back in one of my boxes and just flat out lost it. Like left it laying on the bed of my truck like a moron, and drove away with it sitting on the bed of my truck. I was out on a windy day with one of the little square bills and hung it up in a brush top, and it was so windy I couldn't keep my boat in position to get it unsnagged. I had to break it off the very first day I had it. So on the whole, with the crankbaits and jerkbaits, I've had absolutely terrible luck keeping them. Not so much not catching fish on them. I haven't been able to throw them enough to catch fish. So, but this one's actually really tiny. So this is the smaller size. They make a larger size, and the hooks are sharp. This is looks like chartreuse and brown. What you'll notice about these things is a bunch of little like small fish silhouettes in this thing. It looks like a little school of bait fish. And you know, predator fish, bass, whatever, see that, and they're like, oh, snack, and they try and munch the whole thing down. So in theory, it should be an absolutely fantastic bait. I've really been wanting to keep one long enough to try it and catch fish on it, so hopefully I'll have better luck with this one this month. Alright, next up we got an Xwrap from Rapala. It's actually something I haven't gotten in a Mystery Tackle Box before. Is actually a bait from Rapala. So this one's actually really small. So it's Xwrap 6. So one of the smaller ones, fairly lightweight. It's an 1/8 of an ounce. So as much as I hate using a spinning rod, this is probably going to get relegated to spinning rod use until I can get my finesse bait caster set up the way I want it. So open this thing up. This is in a gold color. So a really classic bait. The Xwraps have always been great baits. So it's just a small jerk bait. Gold belly, orange belly going up to a kind of a mirrored finish side, black on the top. And just little tiny bait. VMC hooks, since same parent company, and that is the Xwrap jerk bait from Rapala. And I forgot the square bill was $15.99. The Xwrap's $10.49. So right there, you're already over the price of this box. Next thing up, we got the BD Frog from Castaic. It's part of their Boy Ducket series, and it's just a good-sized half-ounce topwater frog. So kind of right off the bat, what I noticed about this frog is a good color, good early morning, late evening color. The shape looks pretty good. They've gotten kind of some strakes in the belly of this thing, almost like a boat hull. So it actually should glide fairly well. The hooks are in really tight to the body, so I'm probably gonna have to take a pair of pliers to these hooks and bend them out a little bit, just so I get a decent hook up. Because even with this thing collapsed all the way, there's not a whole lot of exposure on these hooks. And the other thing that I really noticed about is, one, the rubber they use on the legs is really, really fine. That's cool, but the legs are actually kind of short. Some people like the legs a little bit longer. I usually trim mine back to about this length, so it's not that big a deal for me. But some people might have issue with how short the legs are. But that is the BD Frog from Castaic, and that retails for $7.99. Right, next up we got the Diesel Minnows from Z-Man. These are just little swim bait bodies. If you're familiar with Z-Man plastics at all, they use Elastec, which the great thing about Elastec is it lasts about forever. So, little swim bait, got a nice hook pocket in the belly, got a nice hook pocket actually in the fin as well. So you can, the hook will come nicely out of the top of the fin, and you can run this with a like a weighted belly hook, and the slit in the fin will give you a spot to texpose the hook. But these are in a bad shad color, so smoke top, got a pearl belly with kind of rainbow flake in the belly. So great little swim bait, and you know, Elastec baits and Z-Man baits have always worked fairly well for them. And this is a 5-pack, a 4-inch that retails for $4.49. Right, next up we got the Flattop Finesse Jig from Buckeye Lures. This is a 1/4 ounce, and it sent me a black one. So, true to its name, is a flat top jig. If you look at the jig head here, it has a nice flat top to it. It'll stand up. Real light wire hook, which makes sense, because if you're throwing a 1/4 ounce jig, you're throwing it on fairly light tackle just to be able to throw it. So this, like I said, is a 1/4 ounce jig, light wire hook. Probably need to trim the wheat guard back just a little bit, and I'll probably end up trimming the skirt back just a little bit as well. Just a nice little jig. That's the Flat Top Finesse Jig from Buckeye Lures, and that retails for $3.79. And then lastly in here we got the Elite Bullet Heads from Mustad. It's a swim bait hook, swim bait jig head. True to their name, yep. The head of the jig here looks like a bullet. Actually, to include the grease groove for like a lead bullet, but built on a Mustad hook. Big heavy hook on these things, nice and sharp. Got some pretty cool little prism red eyes in this thing. These are brown. This is built on a 4/0 hook, 3/8 of an ounce. So these actually would pair up reasonably well with the diesel shad, or with the diesel minnows, with the possible exception the colors don't quite match, but you know, can't have everything, right? Okay. That is the Elite Bullet Head from Mustad, and those retail, that 3-pack retails for $4.99. Alright, so that's the little baits in the box this month. Also in the box we've got our Double Digest, the MTB Pro sticker, and then our Match the Hat scratch off card. So let's see if we did anything this month. Alright, plan for a pair of Wiley X polarized sunglasses. Okay. So we got a bass and 2 crankbaits. And another bass, the other KBD, and a grub. So no luck on this card this month. Alright, anyway, that was the MTB Pro box for June of 2016. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and you know, check my channel out for other unboxing videos, and the fishing videos will start rolling as I get some more time to edit. Anyway, until next time, cheers and tight lines.